They say it takes years to build a reputation and seconds to destroy it. I destroyed mine in 5 seconds. 5 seconds that cost me everything. I am Marcus, and I'm serving 15 years in a federal prison.
They say it takes years to build a reputation and seconds to destroy it. I destroyed mine in 5 seconds. 5 seconds that cost me everything. My name is Marcus. I'm 32 years old, and I'm serving 15 years in a federal prison. This is my story. I grew up in Chicago, South Side. Not the worst neighborhood, not the best either. My dad worked as a mechanic at a Ford dealership. My mom was a 3rd grade teacher at the local elementary school. We weren't rich, but we had enough. A roof over our heads, food on the table, and parents who actually gave a damn about us. I had a younger sister, Emily. She was always the smart one, straight A's, on a roll. The whole deal. Me, I was average, 3.5 GPA. Not bad, not great. I played basketball in high school, but I wasn't good enough for a scholarship. I was just normal, and for a long time, that was enough. I graduated high school in 2011. My parents were proud. First generation to finish high school on my dad's side. They threw me a party. Nothing crazy, just family and close friends in our backyard. I remember my dad putting his arm around me and saying, "Son, you've got your whole life ahead of you. Make it count." I wish I'd listened. I got accepted to Harold Washington College, community college. The plan was simple. 2 years there, transfer to a 4-year university, get my degree, get a decent job. My mom wanted me to be a teacher like her. My dad thought I should go into a trade. I didn't know what I wanted. I was 18. I thought I had all the time in the world to figure it out. I got a job at Best Buy, sales associate, $1.11 an hour. Not much, but it was honest money. I was good at it too. Convinced people to buy extended warranties, upgraded sound systems, the whole pitch. I was making about $400 a week for a 19-year-old still living at home. That felt like a fortune. That's when I met Sarah. She came in looking for a laptop for college, business major. She had this smile that just lit up the whole store. I helped her pick out a MacBook. We talked for maybe an hour about nothing and everything. Before she left, I asked for her number. Somehow, she said yes. Sarah was different. She had goals, dreams. She wanted to start her own marketing company one day. She was driven in a way I'd never seen before. When I was with her, I felt like I could be better, like I could actually amount to something. Dated for about 6 months before things started to change. Not with her, with me. I met this guy at work named Dre. He was a few years older than me, maybe 24 or 25. Dre always had money, always. New shoes every week, designer clothes. He drove a BMW 3 Series, and he worked the same job as me, making the same $11 an hour. Something didn't add up. One night after our shift, Dre asked if I wanted to grab a beer. We went to this bar on 63rd Street. We're talking, drinking, and I finally asked him straight up, "Man, how do you afford all that stuff on what we make?" He laughed, took a sip of his beer, looked at me and said, "I got a side hustle. Bro, you interested?" I should have said no. I should have walked away right then, but I didn't. I was curious, and if I'm being honest, I was jealous. I wanted what he had. He sold weed, just weed. He made it sound so simple, so harmless. Everyone smokes. It's basically legal in half the country now anyway. Low risk, good money. He said he cleared about $1,000 a week just selling to people he knew. College kids, mostly people at parties. $2,000 a week. I was making $400. The math was simple. Too simple. I told him I needed to think about it. Went home that night and lay in bed staring at the ceiling. I knew it was wrong. I knew my parents would lose their minds if they found out. But That voice in my head kept saying, just for a little while, just until you save up enough, then you'll stop. That's what they all say, right? Just for a little while. Nobody ever stops. 2 weeks later, I was in. Dre fronted me a £1/4. Taught me how to break it down, how to package it, who to sell to, who to avoid. Don't sell to anyone you don't know. Don't carry more than you can eat if you see the cops. And never, ever tell anyone what you're doing. The first sale I made was to a kid from my community college. Guy I sat next to in English class. He wanted an eighth. $40. I met him in the parking lot, made the exchange, and that was it. $40 in my pocket for 30 seconds of work. It felt easy. Within a month, I was making about $1,500 a week. I told my parents I got a raise at Best Buy. Started picking up the bill when we went out to eat. Bought my mom flowers. For no reason. Got Emily a new laptop for school. I felt like I was helping. Like I was being a good son, a good brother. Sarah noticed the change too. I started taking her to nicer restaurants. Bought her jewelry. Took her to Chicago for a weekend trip. She asked me once, "How are you affording all this?" I lied. Told her I'd been saving up. That I got a promotion. She believed me because she wanted to. Because she trusted me. But after a few months, weed wasn't enough. Dre started talking about pills. Xanax, Percocet, Adderall. College kids love this stuff. And the margins, way better than weed. Bro, he said he knew a guy who could get them. Cheap. We could flip them for triple the price. I hesitated. Weed was one thing. Pills felt different. Heavier. More serious. But Dre kept pushing. It's the same thing. Marcus, same clientele. Same low risk. Just better money. The money was better. A lot better. I went from $1,500 a week to $3,000. Sometimes for $1,000. I was 20 years old with more cash than I knew what to do with. I bought a used charger. Nothing crazy, but it was mine. Paid in cash. My dad asked where I got the money. I told him I'd been saving for 2 years. He looked at me like he wanted to believe me, but couldn't quite convince himself. He didn't push it though. I think part of him didn't want to know the truth. Sarah started getting suspicious too. We'd been together for almost 2 years at that point. She knew me. She knew when I was lying. One night, we were at her apartment and she just broke down, started crying, asked me what I was really doing. I lied again, told her everything was fine, that she was paranoid. We fought for hours that night. She said if I didn't get my act together, she was done. I promised her I'd stop. I meant it to in that moment. But the next day, Dre called with another deal, and I took it. Because I always took it. My mom found pills in my room about 6 months later. I gotten sloppy, left a bottle of Xanax in my jacket pocket, and she was doing laundry. She sat me down at the kitchen table with my dad. The look on her face, I could still see it. Hurt, betrayal, fear. "Marcus, what is this?" she asked, holding up the bottle. "Are you using drugs? Are you selling them?" I panicked, lied, told her a friend gave them to me to hold, that I didn't know what they were. My dad didn't say anything. He just sat there, staring at me with this expression I'd never seen before. Disappointment. Deep, crushing disappointment. My mom cried. She said, "Is this who you want to be? Is this the life you want?" I told her no. Told her I'd get rid of them. That it would never happen again. She believed me. Or maybe she just wanted to. That was the last real conversation I had with my mom before everything fell apart. Things escalated fast after that. I got deeper. Started dealing with people I didn't know. People Dre introduced me to. Bigger deals. More risk. But more money. I was making $5,000 a week. Sometimes more. I dropped out of community college. Quit Best Buy. This was my full-time job now that Sarah left me, packed her stuff, and walked out. Told me she couldn't watch me destroy myself anymore. I begged her to stay, promised I'd change. She just shook her head and said, "You've been promising that for a year." Marcus, I don't believe you anymore. That should have been my wake-up call. Losing Sarah should have been the thing that made me stop, but it wasn't. I just buried myself deeper. Started hanging out with guys who carried guns, guys who talked about violence, like it was normal. I told myself I was different, that I'd never cross that line, but I was already so far past the line I couldn't even see it anymore. June 14, 2019. That's the day that changed everything. The day I lost everything. DRE called me around 8 p.m. Said he had a big deal lined up. Some guy wanted the kilos of cocaine. This was way bigger than anything I'd done before. I'd only sold pills and weed. Cocaine was a different world. But the money, $15,000. My cut would be $5,000 for one night's work. I knew it was wrong. My gut was screaming at me to say no, to walk away, but I didn't. I kept thinking about what I could do with $5,000, pay off my car, get my own place, maybe even go back to school. I was 22 years old and I thought I had it all figured out. We set up the meet for 10 p.m. in a parking lot near Midway Airport. Dre was supposed to be there, but he called at the last minute, said he couldn't make it, asked if I could handle it alone. I said yes. I wanted to prove I could do it, that I was reliable. I pulled up to the parking lot at 9:55 p.m. The buyer was already there. White guy, late 30s, driving a black Tahoe. Something fell off. I can't explain it. Just this feeling in my chest that something wasn't right. But I ignored it. Got out of my car with a duffel bag. The guy got out of his Tahoe. We walked toward each other. He asked to see the product. I opened the bag. 2 bricks of cocaine, wrapped tight. He nodded, reached for his wallet. That's when I saw the red and blue lights. Cop cars came from everywhere. Had to be at least 6 of them. Undercover operation. They'd been watching Dre for months, watching all of us. I had 5 seconds to make a choice, drop the bag, put my hands up, cooperate, take my charge and deal with it, or run, try to get away. I chose wrong. I ran, threw the bag in my car and took off, led them on a chase through 3 neighborhoods. I was doing 80 in a 35, blew through stop signs, red lights. I sideswiped a parked car on Archer Avenue, almost hit a kid on a bicycle. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it was going to explode. I kept thinking, if I can just get away, if I can just make it home, I can figure this out. But there was no figuring it out. There was no getting away. They boxed me in on Cicero Avenue for cop cars. Nowhere to go. I thought about ramming through. I thought about a lot of stupid things in that moment. But when I saw the officers get out with their guns drawn, screaming at me to get out of the car, I froze. They dragged me out, slammed me on the hood. I hit the ground hard, felt my ribs crack. They cuffed me so tight my wrists bled. When they searched my car, they found the 2 kilos of cocaine, $8,000 in cash from previous deals, and a loaded Glock 19. I didn't even know Dre had put a gun in the car, but it didn't matter. It was in my possession. I got charged with trafficking, possession with intent to distribute, evading arrest, reckless endangerment, and unlawful possession of a firearm. 5 charges, all felonies. I sat in Cook County Jail for 8 months waiting for trial. My public defender was overworked, handling maybe 60 cases at once. He told me the evidence was overwhelming, recommended I take a plea deal. 15 years in federal prison. I'd be eligible for parole in 10 if I kept my record clean. 15 years. I was 22 years old. I'd be 37 when I got out. If I got out, I asked if we could fight it. He laughed, not in a mean way, but in a tired, defeated way. Said if I went to trial and lost, I'd be looking at 25 to 30 years. The judge would throw the book at me for wasting the court's time, so I took the deal. 15 years down, my sentencing was on February 11, 2020. My mom came. My dad came. Emily came. Sarah didn't. I didn't expect her to. I hadn't spoken to her in over a year. When the judge asked if I had anything to say, I stood up, looked at my family in the gallery. My mom was crying. My dad was staring at the floor. Emily looked like she wanted to disappear. I said I was sorry, that I made terrible choices, that I took responsibility. The judge nodded, said he'd heard it all before. Then he sentenced me to 15 years in federal prison. As they took me away in handcuffs, I looked back one more time. My mom was sobbing into my dad's shoulder. He still wouldn't look at me. Emily was crying too. The image is burned into my brain. I see it every night before I fall asleep. I got sent to FCI Greenville in Illinois, medium security. It's not like the movies. It's worse, lonelier. Every day feels the same. Wake up at 6 a.m. Breakfast, work detail, lunch, yard time if you're lucky, dinner, lockdown, repeat. The first year was the hardest. I was angry at myself, at the cops, at Dre for getting me into this, at the system, at everyone. I got into fights, spent time in solitary. That broke me, sitting alone in a cell. The size of a bathroom for 23 hours a day does something to your mind. After that, I tried to straighten out, started going to the prison library, reading, took some online classes through a prison education program, Get Prep, basic college courses, tried to make the time mean something, but the loneliness never goes away. The regret never goes away. You want to know what the worst part is? It's not the bars. It's not the terrible food. It's not the violence, though there's plenty of that. It's the silence, the emptiness. It's the visits that never come. It's the phone calls that go unanswered. It's watching other inmates get visitors every weekend while you sit alone. My mom came to visit once, just once. It was about 6 months after I got here. She sat across from me in the visiting room with that plexiglass between us. We talked on those old phones. She held her hand up to the glass. I put mine up too, like we were touching, but we weren't. She told me she still loved me, that she always would. But then she said, "Marcus, I can't do this anymore. It hurts too much. Seeing you in here, knowing what you did, I can't keep reliving it every time I visit." She started crying. I need to move on. I need to take care of Emily and your father and myself. I'm sorry. That was the last time I saw her face in person. I write letters all the time to my mom, to my dad, to Emily. Most of them go unanswered. The ones that do get returned are short. Hope you're doing okay. We're fine. Take care. Nothing personal, nothing deep, just polite distance. Emily wrote me once last year, said she graduated from University of Illinois with a degree in engineering, got a job at a tech company in Chicago. She's engaged, getting married next summer. I won't be there. She didn't invite me, and I don't blame her. My dad had a heart attack 2 years ago, survived it. Thankfully, I found out from a letter Emily sent 3 weeks after it happened. By the time I got the news, he was already home from the hospital. I called. He answered. We talked for maybe 5 minutes. He said he was fine, asked how I was doing. I lied, said I was fine too. Then he said he had to go. That was it. Sarah got engaged last year. I know because one of my old friends sent me a letter with a printed screenshot from her Instagram. She's marrying some guy named David. Looks like a good dude, accountant. They're smiling in the photo. She looks happy, really happy. The way she used to look with me before I ruined everything. I'm happy for her. I really am. She deserves someone who won't destroy her life. Someone who'll actually keep their promises. I think about my choices every single day. That's what they don't tell you about prison. You have nothing but time to think, to replay every bad decision over and over in your head like a movie you can't turn off. I think about that night, June 14, 2019, those 5 seconds when I chose to run instead of surrender. If I just dropped the bag and put my hands up, I'd probably be out by now. Probation, community service, maybe a year or 2 max. But I ran, and that decision turned a 5-year charge into 15. 5 seconds, that's all it took. I think about Sarah, how I lied to her for 2 years, how I watched her cry and beg me to stop, and I kept going anyway. I think about the night she left, how I could have changed right then, how I should have changed, but I didn't. I think about my mom finding those pills, the way she looked at me, the way she asked, "Is this who you want to be?" I said no, but my actions said yes, over and over again. I think about my little sister, how I was supposed to be her role model, her big brother, someone she could look up to. Instead, I'm a cautionary tale, a lesson in what not to do. I've lost everything, my freedom, my family, my future. For what? For money I never got to spend, for respect that was built on lies, for a lifestyle that was never sustainable. Every inmate in here has the same story, different details, same plot. We all thought we were smarter than the system. We all thought we'd never get caught. We all thought we had time to change later. We were all wrong. I'll be eligible for parole in 2029. I'll be 32 years old, but parole isn't guaranteed, and my record isn't perfect. If I mess up even once, they'll deny me. I could be in here until 2034. I'll be 37 years old. No job experience except Best Buy when I was 19. A felony record that will follow me the rest of my life. What kind of life is that? Who's going to hire a 37-year-old ex-con with no degree, no skills, no references? I'll be starting from zero. No, worse than zero, negative. Because I'll have to spend the rest of my life explaining why there's a 15-year gap in my resume. And even if I do get out, even if I manage to build something, the people I love won't be there. My mom barely talks to me now. My dad can't look at me. My sister has her own life. Sarah has moved on. I'll be alone. That's what prison really is. It's not just a physical place. It's isolation. It's being forgotten. It's watching the world move on without you while you're stuck in the same day over and over. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, and you're walking the same path I walked, stop. Right now. I'm not being dramatic. I'm not exaggerating. I'm begging you. You think you're different. I thought I was different too. You think you're smarter. I thought I was smarter too. You think you won't get caught. Every single person in here thought the same thing. You think the money is worth it. It's not. You think the respect is real. It's not. You think you have time to change later. You don single quotes one bad decision, one wrong turn, one night. That's all it takes to lose everything. Don't wait until you're sitting in a cell writing letters that nobody reads. Don't wait until you miss your sister's wedding, your father's heart attack, your mother's final words. Don't wait until you're 32 years old with nothing but regret. Whatever you're doing, whatever path you're on, if it's illegal, if it's dangerous, if it involves hurting people or breaking the law, stop. Walk away. It doesn't matter how deep you are. It doesn't matter how much money you've made or how much respect you think you have. None of it is real, and none of it is worth what you'll lose. I know it's hard. I know you might feel trapped, like you don't have options. But you do. There's always another way. It might not be easy. It might not be fast. But it's better than this. Talk to someone you trust. A parent, a teacher, a counselor, a friend. Ask for help. Swallow your pride and admit you've made mistakes. Most people will respect you more for that than for any amount of money or fake respect you get from the streets. Because regret is the heaviest thing you'll ever carry. And in here, you carry it alone. My mother passed away last year, September 17th, 2024. Heart failure. She was only 56 years old. My sister called me with the news. I was in the middle of work detail when a guard pulled me aside and told me I had an emergency call. I knew before I even picked up the phone. I just knew Emily was crying so hard she could barely speak. She said mom had been sick for a few months, heart problems. They didn't tell me, didn't want me to worry, as if I wasn't already drowning in worry every single day. She died at home, peacefully, Emily said. Dad was with her, so was Emily. They got to say goodbye. I didn't. I wasn't allowed to go to the funeral. Applied for a furlough. Got denied. Too much of a security risk, they said. So while my family buried my mother, I sat in my cell and stared at the wall. The last time I saw my mom in person, she told me she couldn't do this anymore. That had hurt too much, and I never got to tell her I was sorry, really sorry. Not the sorry I said at sentencing when I was just trying to get a lighter sentence, but the deep, bone-crushing sorry that comes from knowing you broke your mother's heart and you can never fix it. I'll carry that guilt for the rest of my life. Every day I wake up knowing I destroyed her, knowing that the stress and the heartbreak I caused probably contributed to her death. That's something I have to live with. That's something I'll never forgive myself for. So if there's anyone in your life who loves you, who believes in you, who's begging you to change, listen to them before it's too late, before they're gone and all you have left is regret and unanswered letters. This is a real story. This is my life. These are real consequences. Make better choices. Please, make better choices.